Friends, are you able to see something?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first thing, what is a subject? Friends, the person, place, animal or a thing of whom we speak about in a sentence is called as a subject. Sentence level gurinchi aithe we are talking. Okay, that is called as a subject. And don't always expect that the subject should be in the beginning of the sentence. It can be in the middle of the sentence or it can also be at the end of the sentence. So first of all, you have to make some friendship with the subject, and then you know what is a verb. A verb is a word which talks about action, but I also told you the definition of the verb in three different ways. A verb is a word which tells about action, condition or state, and position. For example, he runs fast. Runs is the verb which talks about the action, whereas he is innocent. Is the verb which talks about the condition or state of that person. And next one, you have he has a pen. Has is a word which talks about the possession. So, what are the three? Action, condition, and possession. So, verb talks about the three, right? Without a verb, you cannot frame a sentence. Without a subject, without an object, you can make a sentence. Only a single verb can also make a sentence, remember. Now, before we go into this topic, one more point we have to know is what are singulars and plurals? Normally, when you talk about subjects, mostly you talk about nouns and pronouns. Subjects are nothing but nouns and pronouns that we use. Nouns means the names that we use. Okay, names of persons, place, animals, or thing. And pronouns, singular you have, plural you have. For example, goat is singular, which is a common noun. Goats are plural. Okay. And likewise, you write S or ES. Okay, rose is a singular, roses is plural. Goats, GOATS, ROSES. So, in order to make any subject, a noun into plural, you add S or ES. When you add S or ES, this is an important point. When you add S or ES to a noun, then it is plural. Okay. Now, when you look at your pronouns, what are the plural pronouns? I, he, she, it. Sometimes you. Okay. Are all said to be singular. We, sometimes you, they. All these are said to be plural. Okay. Now, here to pronounce, you did not add S or ES. Instead of adding S or ES, I plural is we, you plural is again you. Okay. And plural for he is they, she is they, it is also they. Right? So you have to be knowing that when you make a subject into plural to a noun, then you add S or ES. When it is a pronoun, you don't add S or ES, you have different words. First important point. Now come to the verbs. How to make a singular verb and what is a singular verb and how it will be looking like, and what is a plural verb. It is reverse to the nouns, friends. Very important point. Now, goat, goats, right? Rose, roses. ESS added to a verb, added to a subject, then it is a plural. Whereas reverse to a noun is verb. When you have S or ES to the verb, listen carefully. When you have S or ES to the verb, then that verb is called singular. Understand? When you don't have S or ES to the verb, that verb is a plural, not 100% plural. For I, we write only go. We don't write goes. So, 99% without S or ES verbs are said to be plural. 100% verbs with S or ES are said to be singular. The chapter is based on this. Okay? Now, let me tell you. Goat grazes in the field. Goat is singular. And the basic rule for subject and verb agreement is if the subject is singular, verb should be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb should also be plural. Basic definition. But you have so many deviations, and those are nothing but the rules which I'm going to tell you. Okay, keep the heading subject verb agreement. Write down subject verb agreement and write down rule number 1. Instead of writing rule number 1, basic rule also you can write. Subject hyphen singular. Subject hyphen means a dash. Subject hyphen singular. Verb hyphen singular. Subject hyphen singular. Verb hyphen singular. Leave one line and write down singular subjects. Singular subjects. Hyphen means a dash or 2 dots, which means colon. All singular nouns, comma. All singular nouns, comma. I, he, she, it. All singular nouns, comma, I, he, she, it. Next line, singular verbs, hyphen. All the verbs, write down, all the verbs added with inverted commas, S, write the letter S in inverted commas, or, yes, or, ES, put ES also in inverted commas, S or ES. All the verbs added with S or ES. They are called a singular verb. Now what is the rule which I said? Singular subject, singular verb. Okay? Example. Now again leave a line and write example. Singular verb, verbs added with S or ES and other singular verbs. Other singular, which means I said no, 99% S or ES verbs are singular verbs. But for I, singular, you can't write I goes to school. You have to write only I go to school. Okay. So, extra verbs are also there without S or ES. According to the subject, you have to use. Write down. Example, he jumps high. He jumps high. Now look at the agreement between the subject and the verb. Subject is he. Jumps is one verb. Now he is a singular. Jumps is the verb which has S or ES, which means singular. So the rule is agreed here, no? If the subject is singular, verb is singular. Example, he jumps high. Underline he and circle jumps. Underline he and write S down or above that. Circle verb, runs and write V above or below that. Okay? Now second rule, plural subject hyphen plural verb. Plural subject hyphen plural verb. Plural subject hyphen plural verb. This chapter is easy. If you remember all the points, 99% your English will be corrected here in this chapter only. Then tenses can be added to this. Okay. Subject, plural subject hyphen plural verb. Leave one line and write the side heading plural subjects. Plural subjects. Again hyphen. All the plural nouns, comma. All the plural nouns, comma. We, you, they. Okay. Example, next line. No. Verb, plural verb. Next line. Keep the side heading. Plural verb. A verb without S or ES. A verb without S or ES. Put S or ES in inverted commas. S in inverted commas, space, or then ES in inverted commas. Without S or ES is said. Oh, that's it. Plural verb means a verb without S or ES is mostly, not 100%, is mostly taken as plural verb. Because already I said, for I we cannot write goes, you have to write go. So there is 1% chance of without S or ES verb to be a singular also, rare chance. But always S or ES verbs are said to be singular only. Okay. Now leave one line. Again write the side heading singular verbs. Singular verbs hyphen is, am, was, is, am, was, do, does. Is, am, comma. In between put commas. Is, am, was, do, does, has, have also you write down have, in brackets after have, has, have, in brackets after have, used even as a plural verb. Or else you write down used after I, used after I, after I. Brackets close. These are all said to be singular verbs. Next.
Didn't, had, ma'am.
Had can be used in both the ways, both singular and plural. Okay?
Okay. Did, ma'am.
Did is also used in both the ways. Past tense, there is no problem, dear. Okay, I'll come back. First, let us finish this. Even will, shall, both the ways. Okay?
Okay.
Now go for the next. Plural verbs. Plural verbs. Hyphen, the dash, write down. Are, were, have, are, were, have. That's it. Leave one line. Verbs used both as singular and plural. Verbs used both as singular and plural. Verbs used both singular and plural. hyphen, did, have, had, did, have, had, will, shall, can, may, would, should, might, etc. So happily you can use them. No confusion for these. Anywhere you can use them. If the sentence demand. Okay? Only confusion with the present tense verbs. So basic version you got. Verbs with S or ES are called as singular verbs. Verbs without S or ES are called to be plural verbs. Always a singular subject goes with a singular verb, which means the verb should have S or ES. If it is I, then the verb will not have S or ES. For example, he jumps high. He speaks truth. Speaks, jumps are singular verb. He is singular. Singular went with singular. Whereas for I jump high, I speak truth. So in case of I, you should not add S or ES to the verb. That's why I said mostly they are used. Okay. So that is the basic version which I told. Now let us, so many rules are there. I have picked up only important rules which will help you. Okay. Now look at this first one. I already told you subject is something which doesn't only come in the beginning of the sentence. Right now we said he speaks truth. He is in the beginning of the sentence. Now look at this first example. Do Indians often eat rice? Do Indians often eat rice? Okay. Now here, when you pose a question, what do Indians often eat? Rice. Okay. Next, where are the pieces of this puzzle? Subject doesn't come always, okay, before the verb. It can be even after the verb also, right? Now here, look at the first sentence. Let me explain it properly to you. Indians often eat rice. Indians often eat rice. Now, actually, according to our rule, subject doesn't come only in the beginning of the sentence, which means not only before the verb. It can be even after the verb also. If you look here, Indians is said to be, okay, Indians is said to be the subject. Because if you convert it, Indians often eat rice. Who eat rice? What or whom you place the question, okay, then you get back the answer. So Indians is a subject, but it has been after the word do, even though it is a subject. Okay. Now, where are the pieces of this puzzle? Where are the pieces of this puzzle? Now, if you look at this sentence, normally if you look at the structure of a question, we, S, and O. First one is we, R is we. What are we talking about? The pieces of the puzzle. Okay, so the pieces of the puzzle, the whole thing is a subject which is there after R, not before R. Next one, there is a problem with the balance sheet. This is not actually the rule, just telling you where is the position of the subject. Don't get into confusion. So subject can be anywhere in the sentence. Remember that. No need to even explain those sentences. Subject can be anywhere in the sentence. Beginning, end, middle, before the verb or after the verb. But you should be taking out what is the subject. Okay? Now, the subject will come before a phrase beginning with of. Okay? Now, a bouquet of flowers, the study of insects, okay, the graphical representation of numbers, the rules of the game, right? Now, if you want to know where is the subject, it is very easy. If you have a phrase in the sentence. Now, where is the subject? See, for example, look at the rule. The subject will come before a phrase beginning with of. Now, if you see, bouquet of yellow roses. Yellow roses is a phrase. So the subject has come before of. All obviously the subject will be before of. The study of insects. What are we talking? The study of insects. Of the numbers. What is of the numbers? The graphical representation of the numbers. Of this game. What is of this game? The rules of this game. So when you have a phrase with beginning with of, the before words of are said to be subjects. Remember that. And actually, these are not the rules of subject verb agreement. They only tell where are the subjects in the sentence. So use your common sense to find out your subject in the sentence. Now, coming here, the rules will begin. Now, look at the rule. Now, all of you take your book. The first two are not important. They are not rules also, first of all. Now, basic rule is subject singular, verb singular, subject plural, verb plural. Those are basic rules. Now coming to the third rule, already told you two rules. Now the third rule is when two singular nouns are connected by end. Obviously, no. When you use a word end between two singular nouns, they become plural. When they become plural, obviously the verb will be plural, no? Okay. Now I told you are is a plural verb. Ramu and Ravi is playing in the ground or are playing in the ground? Friends? Ramu and Ravi is playing or are playing?
Ah,
Okay. So when you are connecting two nouns with end, then you have to use a plural verb. See here, the boy and the girl are talking to each other. The cat and the dog are fighting. The cow and the pig are jumping over the rule. You may ask, ma'am, is this a rule? It's common sense. No. Yes, it is common sense. Rules are nothing but they are out of common sense. So this is rule number 3. Two singular nouns collected by the word conjunction called end, then the verb will be plural because they become 2 or 3 or 4. Okay. Now, this is not need to be written because you know that. Now, next rule. When look at this example, hit and run. Okay. Now, if you have this hit and run, this is a game actually. It is a hit and run case. Okay. It is a game, or else you can consider in the part of a robbery. It's a case which is pertaining to robbery. So it is a hit and run case. Okay, crime and punishment. Now look here about the rule. When two different singular nouns are joined by end and express only one idea. Best example is friends. When you go to hotel, the first thing which you order is idli and sambar. Okay. Ma'am, you said in the before rule, when two nouns are combined by end, okay, you have to write a plural verb. Idli and sambar are my favorite breakfast or idli and sambar is my favorite breakfast. Can you tell me what is correct?
is.
Is. Why is correct? Yes, is correct. Why is correct?
Because the whole thing is one particular
Yes, it
food
is a
item.
single full diet. Okay, complete diet. Complete, course of that. If you don't combine that idli and sambar, it is not some delicious food which is actually given in the hotel. So idli and sambar, even though they are two different things, but what do? They actually represent only single breakfast. So therefore, is. Okay, rice and dal are my favorite food or is my favorite food? Rice and dal is my favorite food or all my favorite food? Friends, is my favorite food is correct
Is my
because you combine both of them and eat a single. So, is my favorite food. Now, what do you understand? This is a deviation to rule number 3. When two nouns are combined by end, normally you have to use a plural noun. But when two nouns after combining by end represent a single idea, if they represent a single idea, you have to use a singular verb. Okay. Now see here, hit and run is a phrase. Now, it is a hit and run chase. Hit and run are different. But the chase is hit and run chase. So it is. It is not, they are a hit and run chase. It is wrong. Okay. Crime and punishment. Crime and punishment. If there is crime, there is punishment. Okay. So this follows that. Now, crime and punishment is a major theme in any court-based drama. Okay. So when there is a court-based drama which is presented on the scene, on the stage, obviously there will be crime and punishment into it, right? So crime and punishment is, even though there are two representing single idea, so is. Now, first and foremost, this is a common used phrase. First and foremost thing that we need to discuss R is wrong because the first and foremost represents the first one only. Both of them are representing only one. Therefore, you have to use is. Okay. Vice and virtue is also representing only single thing, virtue, the goodness. Okay. So people will always people likes wise and virtue. Always if it is there, you write like. But people likes wise and virtue or likes to be wise and virtue. Okay. So this is the rule number 4. Now write down rule. Two singular subjects combined by end and denote a single idea the verb is singular, comma, the verb is singular. The verb is singular. Write our examples, not the examples which are here, so that it would be easy to understand for you. Rice and dal is my favorite food, not are my favorite food. Rice and dal is my favorite food. Okay, that completes your rule number 4. This is a deviation for rule number 3. Now see here. Now, look at the list of words which are given here, unlike, as well as, with, along with, together with, and not, in addition to, but, besides, except, rather than, accompanied by, like. Okay. When these words are there in the sentence, and you're talking about two subjects, first subject can be singular, second subject can be plural. Okay, or first subject can be plural, second subject can be singular. Okay, now how will you use a verb? Now when you have two subjects in a sentence, and if you get any one of the words in the sentence, okay, you have to use the verb according to the first subject. If the first subject is singular, the verb should be singular. Okay. If the first subject is plural, the verb should also be plural. I'm repeating the rule, then I come up with examples. Some 10 to 15 words are given here. If any one of these words is given in the sentence, having two subjects along with it, okay, your verb agrees with the first subject. If your subject is the first subject in the sentence is singular, then the verb is singular. If the first subject is plural, then the verb is plural. Okay. He as well as his friends. Listen. He as well as his friends. Two subjects are there, no? One is he, the other one is friends. What is the middle word? As well as. So there is a word in our list. So when this is the case, what should you do? The verb should be according to first subject. First subject is he. Can I use are in the party or is in the party? He as well as his friends are in the party. Is in the party. Is in the party. Why is correct? Can you tell me?
First is singular.
See, you should remember all these words first of all. Okay, unlike, as well as, with. not in addition to, but, besides, except. Any list, any one of the word from this list, okay, is accompanied by two subjects. And the verb will agree. In that case, the verb will agree to the first subject. So, my sister, unlike her friends. Okay, her friends, unlike my sister. Her friends, unlike my sister, have demonstrated the project or has demonstrated the project. What is correct? I repeat. Her friends,
have,
unlike my sister, have demonstrated the project or has demonstrated the project.
have,
Have. What is have is a singular verb or plural verb?
plural verb.
99% it is a plural verb. Only 1% it is singular verb. Okay. So it has to be plural. Why? Because the first word along with unlike is her friends. Friends is plural. So we need to use have. Okay. The king and not his army. Okay. The king and not his men. The king and not his men. Is marching in the battlefield or are marching in the battlefield. The king and not his men
Is,
is marching or are marching. Is correct.
is,
Why? Why? Because
because
you
the
have
king
the
is
first
singular.
one to be king. It is singular. Okay. So, I, accompanied by my team of friends. I, accompanied by my team of friends, look into the matter or looks into the matter or looked, okay. Not I, he accompanied by his team of whatever I said. What did I say? Not I.
He accompanied
Accompanied
by
by his team of friends.
He accompanied by his team of friends, okay, has completed the project or have completed the project?
has,
Has. Why? Because the first one before accompanied by is he. Okay. So this is the rule. First copy down all the words faster, unlike, as well as. This chapter really improves your English. With, along with, together with, together with, and not, in addition to, in addition to, but, besides, except, rather than, accompanied by, like, etc. But these are enough. Like, comma, when they join two subjects, when they join two subjects, comma, when they join two subjects, comma, then the verb will be according to first subject. Then the verb will be according to first subject. Now you will understand in this chapter what all blunders we people make when we speak in English. One example you write down. The king along with his men. The king along with his men, 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 has fought bravely, underline has fought bravely in the battle. Has fought bravely in the battle. Full stop. Circle king. Circle king. It makes you understand that because king is singular, you have written has. Now the next rule. Look at this, friends. Leave that, now come back to this. You understood the whole essence of that. Now if two singular subjects, rule number 3 is if two subjects are added by n, they become plural. So the verb will be plural. But here what happens, the rule is if two singular nouns are nothing but subjects, friends. Nouns are joined by end. And also one word is there before them. What is that word? Peculiar word, each. Okay. Each boy and girl. See, for example, the boy and the girl have or has seen the movie. Friends, answer. The boy and the girl have seen the movie or has seen the movie according to rule number 3?
Have.
Have. Because boy and girl are different, we have to write have. Plural verb is have. If you write has, boy and girl are same and you understand a different gender pair. Okay. Now, come here. Now, what is the deviation? Again, a special thing added here is before that two different words, if there is a word called as each added in the beginning of the sentence. See here, each boy and girl. Second example, each boy and each girl are invited is wrong. Each boy and each girl is invited. If there is no each here, the boy and girl are invited is correct. That is rule 3. Here, what do you do in this new rule? Just add each before it. Even though there are two different numbers, because of the word each, it takes singular. And prati okkallaki and vastundi. So if you're talking about prati okkallaki, you have to take it to be singular. Now, first example, each man and each woman is requested to contribute. If there is no each, man and women are requested to contribute. That is rule 3. If each is here, you have to use is. Simple rule. Okay. Now write down this rule. Remember, this is not a deviation. This is an extension of rule number 3. Two singular subjects joined by end, joined by and in inverted commas, comma, supported by each in inverted commas, supported by each before both the nouns, then the verb will be singular. Before both the nouns, comma, the verb will be singular. If you write then, comma is not needed. If you don't write then, comma is needed. The verb will be singular. Write the second example. Each boy and each girl is invited. Each boy and each girl is invited. Circle each. Two each words are there, no? Circle both the words of each and underline is. Now let us recall the rules still here, friends. I'll ask you the questions, you have to tell me. Writes, jumps, kicks, cracks. All these verbs are said to be singular or plural?
Singular.
Singular. Okay. Now, what is the basic rule of if the verb is if the subject is singular, what will be the verb? Singular or plural?
Singular.
Singular. What is the second rule? Plural verb takes a, plural subject takes a plural verb. Okay. Subject singular, verb singular. Subject plural, verb plural. Right? Now, if we go deeper and go into the extension of the rules, if two singular subjects are combined by end, is it singular or plural? One and one are combined by end. What will happen? It becomes plural or singular? Plural. Then the verb will be the boy and the girl have come or has come. You said have come. Why? Because boy and girl are different.
Plural.
So you have to use plural. When two singular subjects are added by end or combined by end, they become plural. Therefore, the verb should also be plural, which you didn't write in the book. Okay. The next rule is extension.
Each boy and not all the girls dash invited.
Each boy and not all the girls is invited.
So we are going with the rule 6, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Combination. This is all commonsensical. After you know all the basic rules, you can combine the rules and use. Good doubt you asked. Okay. Now move on to the next one. The middle one I'm leaving in addition to and all. The next one is if two singular subjects are combined by end and represent only single idea, then the subject will be, and the verb will be rice and dal,
Singular.
singular. Okay. Next one, this one. When two singular subjects are combined by end, actually they become plural. But when you put each before each of the word, then the verb should be singular. Okay, see, all three rules are coming like this. Two singular subjects combined by end become plural, the verb will be plural. Two singular subjects combined by end representing one idea, then the verb will be singular. Two singular subjects combined by end, okay, and preceded by the word each before both the words, then the verb will be singular. Okay. Now, the other rule is this. If you have the set of all those 10, 15 words, okay, remember the word with. With is most frequently used. Okay. So, if there is a word with and it's set over there, and you have two subjects, the verb will agree with the first subject. If the first subject is singular, the verb will be singular. If the first subject is plural, the verb will be plural. Okay. Now, this is very important again. All rules are important. Now, here, see, actually, we use either of, neither of, either or, neither nor. Okay. Now, if you have either of, neither of like that, okay, you have to consider the subject should be singular only. Neither of, either of. Right? Now, see here how to use neither of. Neither of is used to talk about only two things taken both at the same but differently. Also, verb used is singular. For example, neither of his sons looks after him. Neither of his sons. Okay, maybe he has two sons. Neither means yesterday, the day before yesterday when I taught you the class, I said neither means nothing. Either means either one thing. Okay, so neither of his sons. So actually, if you look at the subject, you have sons as plural. Then with confusion, what do? You write only a singular subject. Sorry, a singular verb. Okay, sorry, you write a plural verb. When you don't know the rule, how will you do? Because of the word sons, you write the verb to be plural. But here, when you have either or neither of, either of, neither of, not either or, neither nor. Either or, neither nor rule is different, whereas this rule is different. Always the verb will be singular. Even though the subject is plural, the verb will be singular only. Okay. Remember blindly, each, either, neither, any, none. Any one of these words are there in the beginning of the sentence and you have off immediately after them. Always the noun will be singular. So neither of his sons looks after him. It's not look after him. Look is plural because of is there. Now neither of the phones work well is wrong. Works well is correct. Because of phones don't write work. Because neither of is there, even though phones are there, it is considered to be singular only. Then neither of the boys have submitted is wrong. Has submitted is correct. Okay. So remember either of, neither of, none of, each of, any one are there. Having of after them, you have to consider the verb to be singular. Write down this rule. Neither of, neither of, comma, either of. Always take a singular subject. No need to write that explanation. Always take a singular subject. Always take a singular subject. Write down the second example. Neither of the phones works well. These dogs, I don't understand why. Neither of the phones works well. Underline, works, circle, neither of. Circle, neither of. Similarly, next rule is also the same. Look at the screen. One of. After one of, again, books will come, sons will come, looks will come. Okay, all plurals will come. But of, if it is there in the sentence, you have to take the verb to be singular. See here the rule. One of is used to describe one person or thing about a number of persons. The verb used is singular because we are talking about one thing. Okay. Now write down the next rule. One of hyphen means a dash singular verb, which means one of takes a singular verb. Why did they see? You may ask me, ma'am, we know no one of means only one. Why are you telling it as a rule? We have to tell it as a rule because after you write it in a sentence, one of these books, looking at books, you'll write are, which is wrong. Okay, you have to focus on the first one. One of these books. We are not talking about books. We are talking about one of those books. So is. That's why this rule is specially given, even though you know it. Okay. So one of hyphen singular verb. Write one of the example. One of these books is mine. One of these books is mine. That is not needed. Completed that one. Next. See, if you have not only but also. If you have not only but also, okay, when it combines two subjects, the verb must agree with the subject close to it. Okay. Now see here, not only the students but also the teacher. See here, what is the rule? If there is not only but also, you have to look at what is the subject near to the but also. And if that if that subject is singular, the verb will be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb will be plural. Okay. Now, to make it easy for you, if there is a word not only but also and two subjects are there with not only but also, look at the second subject and write the verb. according to the number of the second subject. If the second subject is singular, the verb will be singular. If the second subject is plural, the verb will be plural. This is a rule opposite to the first rule. You have a with rule. If it is with and you have two subjects, your verb will agree with the first subject. Whereas in this, and also two more rules are like they're like this: either or, neither nor. Okay, not only but also either or, neither nor. Not either of, neither of. Either of, neither of means you get singular. Whereas either or, neither nor, not only but also, always look at the second subject. Accordingly, you write the rule. Now write down, put the number for the rule and write down. Not only but also. Not only dot 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 but also. Hyphen. Hyphen. The verb agrees with the second subject. The verb agrees with the second subject. Look at the first example. The verb agrees with the second subject. First example, not only the students, first subject is students, but also the teacher. Second subject is teacher. Wants to take a day off. Okay, see, he has given the verb according to the second subject. If he has taken first subject, he has to take want. But according to this rule, we have to consider the second subject. Second subject is singular, so the verb should also be singular. The singular subject for want is wants. But if you look at the second example, not only the parliament is singular, but also the state legislatures, plural. Second subject is plural. Therefore, the verb used is plural. Are required, not is required, are required to pass a major constitutional amendment. Take down the first example. Not only the students, but also the teacher wants to take a day off. Hey, it's a coincidence for all of us. Tomorrow we shall take a day off because of Sankranti. One day. Okay? All of us will take a day off. Tomorrow is a holiday for our
Thank you.
class. Okay. Going to the next. Look at the word majority. Okay? Majority is a word which can be taken both as singular or plural. The word majority can be taken as, in English, a special word, both singular and plural. Okay? In that case, okay, if it is used alone, it is usually singular. That means the majority, look at the first example, the majority only used alone. After that, majority of teachers, majority of students, majority of lectures, or nothing is being given. So the majority believes, singular verb is given. So if it is used alone, the verb should be singular. If it is followed by any plural noun, okay, majority of people, majority of teachers, majority of students, majority of leaders, if it is followed by plural noun, then the verb should be plural. Okay? Remember, first thing is majority is a word which can be used both singular and plural. Okay? Second thing is, if the majority is used as it is without any addition to it, then the verb should be singular. Like in first example, the majority believes that the country can progress. Whereas, when the word majority is added with the plural noun after that, the verb will become plural. So look at the sentence, second sentence. The majority of lectures, actually of the lecturers, okay, yeah, it's lecturers. The majority of the lecturers believes is not given. Why? Because lecturers is plural. Majority is added with lecturers. Then it became plural. So believe that the student has not cheated in the examination. Hope you understood the rule. Write down. Majority hyphen, not hyphen. Majority is both singular and plural. First point. Write down. Majority is both singular and plural. Second point in the same rule. Second point. Majority brackets. Majority within brackets used individually or used alone, you write down. Used alone. Brackets close. Hyphen. Majority brackets used alone hyphen. Verb is singular. Verb is singular. Write the first example. Only first example you write down. The majority believes that the country can progress. Next. Majority brackets followed by a plural noun. Followed by a plural noun or added with a plural noun. Anything you can write. Followed by a plural noun. Followed by a plural noun hyphen. Hyphen. This the verb hyphen verb bracket verb is plural. Verb is plural. Okay. Now write the second example. Second example. The majority of lecturers believe that the students has not cheated in the examination.
Ma'am,
Ma,
majority of the population dash
believe.
believe.
Mm.
So it's uncountable. Like
Yes, yes.
also.
That rule will also come in the flow.
Okay.
Now the next. See here, you came immediately for that. Population is not mentioned, but it comes under a set. Not this, another one. Right. A collective noun is used to describe a group of people or things. Okay, a collective noun is a noun which is used to describe people. Crowd is a name given to group of people. Assembly is name given to group of leaders in the hall, whatever. Okay, scenery is the name given to the group of things which are present in particular area, trees, river, and all. Okay, so example of collective nouns. All these are collective nouns: family, group, committee, class, team, army, club. These are all collective nouns. Okay, now collective nouns are generally taken as whole and hence are treated as singular, and singular verb is used. Okay, now the population, for you, Nana, the population in India is so and so. If it is taken population as a singular collective noun, Sanjana, you asked me a doubt, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh. For that, you have to use singular. But majority of the population, we are talking about maximum number of people. Okay, then you go for R. Understand?
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Right. Now that is different. Friends, when you have a collective noun, actually collective noun is a name, single name given to number of things or number of people or something else. Therefore, even though it is collective, it has to be treated as singular. Therefore, the verb should also be singular. Okay, so the family has arranged for a party, not family have. The group is working to get the successful model. The committee have taken decision is wrong. The committee has taken the decision. Okay, likewise. Collective noun always takes a singular. Single collective noun always takes a singular subject. Write down. Not singular subject, verb. Collective noun hyphen. Collective noun hyphen. Singular verb. Collective noun hyphens singular verb. Write the examples of the words family, group, committee, class. At least 5 examples you write down. Team is also collective noun. You can't say the team are working, the team is working. Why? Because team, even though number of people are there in the team, it is as a single unit. Team is just a name given to that single. 5 words you write enough. Now see here, friends, everybody, somebody, nobody, everyone, something, any kind of word is there in the sentence in the beginning. Always blindly write the verb to be singular. Everybody have completed the work is wrong. Everybody has completed the work. Somebody are completing the project is wrong. Somebody is completing the project because we don't know number. Okay, so it is just representing the inconsistency. Because it is inconsistent, we treat it to be singular. Nobody has taken a decision is correct. Nobody have taken a decision is wrong. Similarly for all. Some buddy words and one words always take a verb to be singular because they are considered to be singular. Okay, please write down. Copy all those words. Everybody, somebody, nobody. Copy all those words. All rules you know, but here or there you make mistake. That mistake has to be eradicated, and that's the reason why you will come across a subject verb agreement. Now, as if I have been teaching this, okay, and if this is completed today, I expect you all to read these tomorrow and come to the day after tomorrow's class so that I want you to speak a better English because you have some input about it. Just go through the rules, no need to buy hard. Common sense. So after copying all the words, hyphen, the verb is singular. The verb is singular. Next. After the words many, a great many, a good many, plural nouns, okay, plural forms are used. So write down, but see here, many boys are in the class. Okay, a good many boys are there in the class. Are is there. Because they are treating to be, they are plural, the verb is plural. But see, I'll tell you that rule afterwards. A many, if it is given, then you have to change it differently. First write this, many, comma, a great many, a good many. Are always plural. Are always plural. If many a is given to you, then you have to write singular. I'll explain that. First, you write this. Many, a great many, a good many. Always plural, hyphen, are always plural, hyphen. Verb is always plural. Verb is also plural, or verb is always plural, you write down. Verb is always plural. Listen to my sentence. Many girls have completed their works. Because many girls, many is always plural and already girls is added. So you have written, what is that? A plural verb. Many a girl, many a girl. If many, after many, if you write the subject should be singular, then the subverb will also be singular. The difference is if you have only many, the verb will be plural. If you write many, the verb will be singular. That is one more rule. Okay, let's look into this. Many people have casted their votes in the election. Many is plural, therefore plural. A great many people have failed to do justice to his rule. Obviously, a good many boys are sitting there. So all these are plural, therefore all the verbs are plural. No need to write an example. If you want, write the third example, small example. A good many boys are sitting there. Now, next rule. Write down. First write down. Because this is also a simple rule. A large number of, comma, a number of, a large number of, comma, a number of, comma, large numbers of, a number of, a large number of, large numbers of. Are always plural, are always plural, hyphen. The verb is always plural. The verb is always plural. Okay. You know these, a number of, a large number of, these are always plural, therefore verb is plural. Just verify the examples. A number of students have passed because number of is said to be plural. A large number of people prefer their mother tongue. So a large number of people, prefers is not given because a large number of is given. So mother tongue. Then large numbers of people have gathered in the ground because it is talking about large numbers. So because of those numbers words, we have written the verb to be plural. Again, write down. A lot of, write down friends. We have less time. 10 minutes still. Still 10 rules are there. A lot of, a great deal of, plenty of, a lot of, a great deal of, plenty of, most of, none of, some of. A lot of, a great deal of, plenty of, most of, none of, some of. Are considered to be countable and plural, are considered to be countable and plural, hyphen, the verb is plural. The verb is plural. Refer to the examples. A lot of people were, not was. A lot of people were present during the ceremony. Most of the phones, most of is also given, most of the phones these days run Android operating system. Okay, none of the phones are working, right? So, if you have these, they are countable. If they are countable, they also have plural. So, whatever is added, you have to go for that. Because they are plural, the verb is always plural. Okay, next. Write down more than one. More than one. Plus a singular noun. More than one means that phrase, more than one. Exactly the phrase should be there. More than one plus, plus symbol, addition symbol, plus singular noun. Takes a singular verb. Takes a singular verb. After more than one, you will have only singular noun. You will not write a plural noun anytime. But just to give you verification, more than one plus singular noun takes a singular verb. Example, more than one person has completed the summit. So completed the summit successfully. More than one room is vacant. So more than one. After that, if there is single subject, singular subject, then the verb is singular. And always after more than one, you always take a singular subject only. There is no chance to go for a plural subject. Okay. Whenever your sentence always begin with it, many of the sentences always begin with it. If it is the beginning subject, always your verb is singular. If it is there in the beginning of your sentence, the verb will always be singular. Examples, it is these boys that came late. It is these habits that must be avoided. It was for this reason, not it were for this reason. Okay, or these reasons that she came late. It is this mistake that proved to be a downfall or whatever, his downfall. So, whenever you have the subject as it, the verb is always singular. Write down. Subject, if the subject is it, put it in inverted commas. If the subject is it, put it in inverted commas, hyphen, the verb is singular. If the subject is it, hyphen, the verb is singular. Next one. Now, sometimes in our complex sentences, yes, we have learned what, who, when, where, that, all these are used, no? They are called as actually relative pronouns. Okay, and sometimes they are called as subordinators also. Okay, now, if you have them in your sentences, okay, what will happen, you know? Whatever that comes immediately after them depends on, see, for example, after who, after who, see, look at the rule. When two words like, so when the words like who, which, that, etc. are used as relative pronouns, then the verb that comes immediately after them depends upon the noun that comes immediately before such words. Okay, for example, he is the man whom I saw. Okay, now whom is talking about the man, right? So therefore, you have to look at the subject which is there before who, which is there before that, which is there before what. Okay, and if that subject is singular, the verb will be singular. If that subject is plural, the verb will be plural. So remember, if you have what, which, when, they, who, and all in the sentences, they are called as relative pronouns. They are used instead of the nouns. So, which noun they are representing? If that noun is singular before it, then the verb is singular. If the noun is plural before it, then the verb is plural. Okay, this is a bit complicated rule, but you understand. See, I who dash your boss order you to do this. Okay, now what are you having before who? I. And never you can write is after I. You can use only am. And because I is singular, you can use only am. So, I who am your boss. See, this is a very strange sentence, but this is exactly perfect English. Okay, I who am your boss order you to do this. Next, the students. Before who, students is plural. Therefore, the students who are here. Why are is here? Because before who, you have students, plural. If that subject is plural, your verb will be plural. If that subject is singular, the verb will be singular. Now look at the next one. One of the issues which were discussed. Okay, one of the issues. Don't tell me that, ma'am, one of the issues, so I'll be using was. No. Which is talking about what? Issues. So it is plural. So we have taken were. Okay, so this is how. So if you have who, what, which, that, and all, before that, whatever the subject is, according to that subject, the verb will be taking place. If it is singular, the verb will be singular. If it is plural, the verb will be plural. Write down. Who, comma, what, which, when, who, what, which, when, etc. Take their subjects as subjects before them. Take their subjects before them as the criteria. As the criteria to add the verb. As the criteria to add the verb. Write first in one of the examples. Second example you write down. So what is the criteria? If the subject is singular, verb is singular. If subject is plural, the verb is plural. That you know, basic rule. The students who are here did not do well. Now let us go to the next rule faster. Now you have some unfulfilled wishes with if, I wish, I only. These are all actually exclamatory sentences turned into assertive sentences. This is a high level English, but just try to know it, which may not at all come in your IELTS, but this is. But if you want to express something weird and exclaim strong surprise or something else, you can use this, right? Now, with the unfulfilled wishes and desires of present, something contrary to the fact, like if, I wish, as if these are there, you always should go with were. Remember, if there is if in the sentence, you should not use were. You should not use was. If there is if, you have to use only were. Along with if, there can be I. Even then also you have to use were. I wish, if it is there, you have to use were. Okay. If only if it is there, also you have to use were. So remember, unfulfilled wishes like I wish, if, only, if these are there in the sentences, as if it is there in the sentence, always blindly use a word called as were. Not even a plural verb. Only were is used. Okay. If I were rich, you should not say if I was rich. It is wrong. Why? Because this is a rule in grammar that along with if statement, which is an unfulfilled. As it is unfulfilled only, we are telling if I were rich. Okay. So you have to use were. Write down if, comma, I wish, comma, if I wish, as if. Always take the verb to be if, I wish, as if. Always take the verb to be are. Sorry, were. Always take the verb to be were. We'll do one thing, still 7 more rules are there. I hope the time is completed 35, 8:35. We'll just on the next day, means tomorrow we will not have the class. Day after tomorrow, I'll be asking you all these rules still here. You need not by heart them, just use your common sense and come to the class. Just have a reference before you come and finish off this. And we do speaking, only speaking for 4-5 days, along with which one reading and listening will also happen. Okay. And as I promised you, today I was very busy with some work at home, so I did not send you the books. Tomorrow morning I'll be free after my work. I'll be sending you whatever the books that you require for task 1, vocabulary, all those books which I downloaded, I'll be posting so that before day after tomorrow's class, you'll get all those. Okay? Thank you. Good night. And happy Sankranti.
Ma'am?
Amma,
Ma'am,
tell me.
ma'am, up to when course will
20th.
continue, ma'am?
20th. Last
20th.
date is 20th.
Okay, ma'am.
Can I know why did you ask that?
I want to apply as soon as possible, ma'am. Because I need to apply for universities, ma'am.
Okay, within 10 to 15 days you can apply. Now you can apply. 20th is the last date. No, you can apply.
Okay, ma'am.
And you do one thing after applying. You before when you book your slot, let me know your date.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
I will conduct I'll find my time specially only for you, and I'll conduct some speaking modules before you go for speaking.
Thank you, ma'am.
Specially because I want you to score well there.
Okay,
Right?
ma'am.
Fine.
Okay,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Anyone who has booked the date, please let me know if I am free. Obviously, I will conduct a week session for speaking, especially individually. Okay, after 20th. Book your slots, show me your hall ticket or whatever, the card that you have downloaded. I am always there to support you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.